Well, hello, everybody. We welcome you tonight to Gratian Gymnasium on campus of Valley City State University as we get set for our coverage of Viking volleyball this evening here on the Voice of the Vikings, the Voice of the Valley, KOVC, and, of course, online at newsdakota.com. And for those of you joining us on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, glad to have you along with us tonight as well. Ryan Cunningham with you here tonight. We move back over to Gratian Gym after having an early stay at the W.E. Osmond Fieldhouse for Viking volleyball. For the next couple of home weekends, the Vikings will be playing here in their smaller, you could say more quaint, also more intimate feel in front of what will hopefully be a ruckus crowd. And tonight we've got a really, really good team that's coming into the arena. The University of Providence, the Argos, ranked second in the nation. It's been a steady climb all the way up the ladder for the Argos throughout the year. And with only one loss on the season, coming in with a sparkling record of 21-1, they're going to be a very, very tough opponent tonight for Valley City State. But the Vikings have had a really good run as of late. They've won 9 consecutive sets, and it got started with a trip to Montana, where they went to Montana Western and Montana Tech. In that series, they were going up against teams that both beat the Vikings 3-1 the first time around at the W.E. Osmond Fieldhouse, and that's when Valley City State was just getting used to this new thing called the Frontier Conference. Of course, the other teams that were there were very well entrenched in the league, but for the Vikings, it was new, it was different. Good teams that came to the arena that night, and the Vikings were beaten 3-1. They go on the road a couple of weekends ago and really pulled off some huge, huge momentum. 3-0 win over Tech, 3-0 win over Montana Western, and in the matchup with Montana Western, the Vikings held their opponents to hitting 0-0-8. That's right, 0-0-8 for the match, and that continued into their matchup on Wednesday when they took on Mayville State. That is one of the unique parts of the schedule here this week. This will be the second week of the conference season where the Vikings will play 3 matches in a week. They have their travel partner on a Wednesday, and then they'll move up and take on Providence, and they'll take on Montana State Northern coming up on Friday and Saturday. So it'll be a 3-match week. Now, when they went to Mayville State, more of the same was going on. In fact, at one point, Mayville State was hitting negative 350 for the match, but they rallied late. The Vikings lost a little momentum in that match in the third set, had to hold on, but picked up wins of 25-14, 25-14, and 25-22. And the Vikings come into the night unbeaten in their last 9 sets of volleyball. So the best momentum that they've had this year, they're going to take into a matchup against Providence. The thing that makes Providence really good is Providence's balance all the way through. This is a team that's pulled off 21 wins, and their leading killer on the team this season has 148 kills, but they are exceptionally efficient. Cabri Taylor is killing at 341. Sadie Giles is killing at 210. Bella Green is killing at 213. This is a team that knows how to play at the front row, and part of the reason why the numbers aren't that big is because when you're not in a lot of long matches, you don't have a chance to rack up a lot of individual numbers. They've done it as a very balanced unit, and that's one of the things that will make them very good tonight. Our pregame report is brought to you this evening by Sanford Health Valley City. Here for all and here for good. We're glad you joined us for this one coming up tonight here at Gratian Gymnasium. Coming up on our pregame report, we will take a look at the complete standings inside the Frontier Conference so you can get a look at what's happening coming up here tonight. This one should be one that, for the Vikings, if you're looking to try to break back into national prominence, you definitely like to get one of these two coming up throughout the course of the weekend. But I'll tell you what, this one tonight, knocking off the second-ranked team in the country, that would put you back in the conference conversation without any doubt. So if you're going to make those last 9 sets really pay off for you, tonight's the night where you have to rise to the occasion and beat one of the best that the nation has to offer. That will be what they're playing for this evening. And for Providence, you're playing to continue your momentum and at the same time do it while you're on a really long road trip. Obviously, there's nothing easy about coming out to the east edge of the Frontier Conference now with matches at Valley City State tonight and Mayville State coming up tomorrow. So we'll run you through those conference standings that we have for you. We'll also dive into the players to watch in this one. And again, for those of you on the video side of things, we'll show you as well as tell you about what's happening tonight. For those of you on the radio side of things on Q101, stay with us for the broadcast tonight. For those of you on the video side of things, we'll give you a complete look at those conference standings coming up in just a couple of moments as our pregame report continues. Again, brought to you tonight by our friends at Sanford Health Valley City. here for all, and here for good. Viking volleyball tonight with the Argos of the University of Providence. It's on the way next here on Q101, KQDJ-FM, the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, and at newsdakota.com. We're back with more in a moment.
Experience the thrill, feel the passion, and join the excitement. Tickets on sale now at VCSUVikings.com.
Lang hard to the basket with a two-hand flush. He burst through it. He's to the end zone. Touchdown, Valley City State.
Here's the game-winning shot. Does it go? Yes, it does!
Nelson on the attack. Holland can't make the play. The Vikings sweep the Jimmy.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
This week at Lever's Foods, shop the Our Family stock-up sale and save on Our Family corn or green beans, 2 for $1. Our Family brown or powdered sugar, 2 for $4. Our Family butter, $3.49. Halos mandarins, 2-pound bag, just $2.99 each, and all natural bone and pork shoulder, only $2.29 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA, SIPC.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. Let us help you become our next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking volleyball tonight from Gratian Gymnasium here in Valley City on the campus of Valley City State University. Tonight, the Vikings will go up against the Argos of the University of Providence. So we welcome you to our coverage of Viking volleyball tonight. Our pregame report brought to you this evening by Sanford Health Valley City, here for all and here for good. Well, as we get things started tonight, let's go ahead and show you what's happening as far as our standings are concerned coming into the evening, so you can get a good look at what it is that's going on with Drive for the title here tonight. We'll take a look at those Frontier Conference standings so you can see what's on the line. For those of you on the video side, you'll see it on your screen. Those of you on the radio side, pretty easy to break this one down for you. The number 2 ranked team in the country is standing in front of the Vikings tonight. The University of Providence is untouched in conference play, 14-0 so far this year, and in a league that's got plenty of very good teams. Being undefeated at this point in the league is a big, big deal to be able to take on the likes of Bellevue University and Dakota State and a number of teams that have received votes throughout the course of the year. One of the things that stands out when you take a look at those standings, as you look at it tonight on the conference screen, is that there are 6 teams that are either ranked or getting votes, and there are 3 more teams that throughout the course of the season have been ranked or received votes. So 9 of the 12 teams that are in this Frontier Conference have at one point been in the top 25 or received votes to be in the top 25. And then when you come back to Providence being unbeaten in that conference, it tells you just how good the team that's in the arena with the Vikings is tonight. They're ranked second. They're 14-0 is the University of Providence, 21-1 in the overall campaign. Bellevue University, preseason top 5, currently number 7. They're 12-2 in the conference and 16-3 in the overall campaign. Dakota State maintains a ranking inside the top 25. They're 9-5 in the league, 13-6 overall, and then 3 teams that are receiving votes. Montana State Northern, that's who the Vikings will see coming up tomorrow, also 9-5 in the conference. Montana Tech still receiving votes after their loss to the Vikings, currently 8-6 inside the league, along with Carroll College, a team that's still receiving votes. And the Vikings will see Carroll coming up next weekend when they come to town for another conference weekend. The Vikings are 7-7. Montana Western is 7-7, and Dickinson State 6-8. Now, what does that mean? Well, those of you that can see it on your screen, the Vikings are 2 matches outside of the number 3 spot in the conference. That's how competitive this thing has turned out to be. Yeah, 14-0 on top, 12-2 there. You would expect that Providence and Bellevue were going to be very good throughout the year. They were projected to be at the beginning of the season, but when you've got 9-5, 9-5, 8-6, 8-6, 7-7, 7-7, and Dickinson State's hanging in tough at 6-8, it's been a meat grinder of a Frontier Conference schedule, and there's a lot of things that can happen down the stretch. The Vikings have some key matches at home with some teams that they're going to play that are in front of them. Northern at home, Dakota State at home, Carroll College at home before the season comes to an end. Those are big home matches for the Vikings to have coming up here over the next few weeks. Dickinson State, as we mentioned, 6-8, then a little bit of a drop-off. Mayville State's 3-11 in the conference. Bismarck State's 1-13. Rocky Mountain is 0-14 in the overall. So it's been a tough year for the Battling Bears, but the Vikings right now hanging tough, middle of the conference chase, 7-7. Couple of matches outside of the number 3 spot in the league, and when you're looking at at-large bids into the conference tournament, a win over the University of Providence tonight could push things in that direction for the Vikings. They're not getting votes right now, but they've been on the national radar in the past, and they're certainly going to start gaining a little bit of acknowledgement with the 9 straight sets that they've won. But if you come into this one tonight, kind of lay an egg, don't play well against Providence, well, some of that momentum nationally could evaporate. It's only 1 match in the league, which matters. But at this point, you'd want to get this one, not only for what it means in the conference, but also your national opportunity to grab some votes and see if you can't work your way back into that conversation. Try to give yourself a chance for that at-large bid into the national tournament coming up at the end of the year. That's Drive for the title that we have for you tonight. Frontier Conference standings show Providence 14-0, the Vikings 7-7. The Vikings trying to be the first team to beat Providence and the Argos in the conference run here tonight at Gratian Gym. And that's our Drive for the title segment that we have for you here this evening as we continue along with our coverage of Viking volleyball. Still to come, we'll take a look at the players to watch in this one, so hang on with us for that. We'll tell you about the Vikings that are having a really good run and some of those Vikings that had a great run last weekend when they were out in Montana for those 6 straight sets that have now turned in to 9. That's coming up with our Vikings to watch next. Do stay with us as we continue with our coverage of Viking volleyball tonight from Gratian Gym. The Vikings, the Argos. It's the University of Providence and Valley City State tonight here in the live coverage of Viking volleyball, the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, and also on NewsDakota.com and Q101 KQDJ-FM, a special sports presentation of KOVC. We're back with more in a moment.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
When your team, school, or business needs custom apparel or promotional products, Rambo is here to help. With over 40 years of industry-leading experience, state-of-the-art machines, and dedicated employees, we have the tools and facility to handle any job. With online ordering solutions for sports teams and businesses alike, you can count on us to get the job done correctly and on time. Get your next project started, contact Matt or visit us online at rambo.com.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on three major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com. Welcome back to our coverage of Viking volleyball tonight on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel and also on newsdakota.com. The voice of the Vikings, the voice of the Valley tonight is Q101 KQDJ-FM. Ryan Cunningham with you here this evening as the Vikings get set to take on Providence University and the Argos tonight. We continue with our pregame report tonight, brought to you by Sanford Health Valley City. Here for all and here for good. Let's take a look at a couple of Vikings to keep our eyes on as we move into this one tonight. You'll see on the right-hand side of your screen, for those of you that are with us on the video side, Emma Lucas has entered the chat when it comes down to a defensive player, and that was a huge part of what the Vikings were able to do in Montana last weekend. The blocking has typically been done by the lady in the middle of your screen, Danielle Hegler, and then Morgan Freege, who's not on your screen, obviously could be any week. She's had a tremendous run as far as her ability to hit at the front row this year. But Emma Lucas came on and had 6 blocks in the matchup against Montana Western, and you could tell by the box score that really threw the Bulldogs for a little bit of a loop. When their hitting percentage ends up 0.008, and that blocking ability comes out really not for the first time, but certainly a very concentrated time late in the year. Emma Lucas was a big player to step up and do some things for Valley City State last weekend. Danielle Hagler was all everything, though, in that first match. She had 12 kills and 7 blocks against Montana Tech, came up with 7 kills and 6 blocks against Montana Western. Big weekend for Danielle Hagler, 19 kills, 13 blocks, and a pair of matches against really good competition out of the Frontier. And then Macy Frigian, 9 kills in both of those matches. She's kind of become that steady weapon, and we saw this on Wednesday in Mayville. Her numbers might be a little bit down as of late. There's a reason. A double team block follows her really all over the place when you're playing a team that has to game plan for you. I think that's going to be one of the interesting things to watch coming up tonight in this matchup is what exactly will Providence do defensively against her? Do they think they can take her solo? Cabry Taylor comes in with 73 blocks on the season, which is a big number individually, but you'll see Franny Martins with 53 blocks out there as well as a prominent part of their defense. Now 54 blocks for Bella Thompson, who is their setter. That's another one of the unique aspects of this one tonight for Providence. Providence plays a 5-1. Bella Thompson is their setter all the way around, and they know what they're doing. You know, you would say that 5-1 might limit your offensive capabilities. Tell that to a team that's 21-1. They seem to know what they're doing right now when it comes down to playing the 5-1. So with all that, will they go after Macy Frigian solo tonight? Are they going to try to double team her? If they do double team against the outside and Macy Frigian, will that give the Vikings a middle? The middle was open against Montana Western and against Montana Tech. And so if the Vikings get that kind of game plan, they seem to be ready. Now, Michelle Micklejohn has told us throughout the year she expects teams to actually get ready for her middle, not her outside. But Macy Frigian has drawn all the attention as of late from opposing teams' blocking ability. So we'll see if Providence continues to go that way tonight, or if they can go one-on-one and really try to own all three positions across the net. But that's what we have for you tonight. It promises to be a good one coming up this evening, as Danielle Hagler, Macy Fridge, and Emma Lucas, they will be some of the Vikings to watch here this evening. We'll continue along with our pregame report in just a little bit, so do stay with us. The Vikings and the Argos set to do battle tonight. We'll come back with more in a couple of moments. We'll take a look at those starting lineups as they become ready and get you ready for volleyball tonight here on Q101, KQDJ FM, and the VCSU Vikings Athletics YouTube channel. We're back with more in a moment.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit proeyecarecenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
All this week at Lever's Foods, all of your fall favorites are on sale. Cremette pasta, 97 cents each. Progresso soups, $1.59 each. Jack's pizzas, 3 for $9.99. Lever's fresh yellow onions, 3-pound bag, $1.79 each. And 85% lean ground beef, only $5.49 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Welcome back to Viking volleyball tonight. Valley City State set to take on Providence, the University of Providence Argos this evening. Argos and Vikings. And we'll have it for you tonight here on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel and Q101 KQDJ FM. Tomorrow, we're back at it. It'll be Montana State Northern coming to town to take on the Vikings. That'll be back here at Gratian Gymnasium again. Our pregame report will get started tomorrow at about 1:30. And we'll have a first serve scheduled for 2 p.m. coming up tomorrow afternoon. The Viking football team is on the road. The Viking football team will be playing tomorrow against Dakota State University. We'll have that matchup on the radio side for you on KOVC. So you can join us tomorrow, 1490 AM, 96.3 FM. The Vikings with that big 21-0 win that they were able to notch over Mayville State this last weekend. So that was big for the Vikings. And now the Vikings trying to take some of that momentum on the road and go beat a Trojan team that they kind of had on the ropes last year and let them get away. The Vikings inside the opposing 10-yard line 3 times, I think came away with 0 points in those trips, if I remember that trip correctly. And so they'll look to reverse that and try to pick up another big win and get another win inside the division. That game is tomorrow with a 4 o'clock kickoff. Look for a 3:30 pregame report on KOVC Radio. We'll have radio coverage for that one for you coming up tomorrow night. Our starting lineups in volleyball is on the way in just a couple of moments. We invite you to stay with us. We'll take one quick timeout. We'll come back with our starting lineups in volleyball next. Here on the Voice of the Vikings, the Voice of the Valley, KOVC, via Q101 this evening, and also on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel.
Quality education, affordable tuition, student opportunities. That's the Viking promise. Valley City State University. Discover yourself here at VCSU. Visit today.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. Let us help you become our next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking volleyball tonight on the VCSU Athletics, the Viking Athletics YouTube channel, newsdakota.com, and Q101 KQDJ-FM, special sports presentation of the Voice of the Vikings and the Voice of the Valley, KOVC. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups that we have for you this evening. Our starting lineups this evening, first of all, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the University of Providence Argos. The libero this evening will be Kira Sayers, a 5'6" junior out of Valley Springs, California. The setter is Bella Thompson, a 5'7" senior out of Kapahulu, Oahu. The right side hitter is Bella Green, a 6'1" senior from Orem, Utah. A defensive specialist is Heather Barbie, a 5'5" freshman from Yakima, Washington. An outside hitter, Martina Fiedler, a 5'10" junior from Skanitny, Poland. It's Szczytniki, Poland. Let's get that one right while we have the opportunity tonight. And Sadie Giles will start as a middle tonight, a 5'9" senior from Idaho Falls, Idaho. The head coach of the University of Providence Argos is Arunas Duda in his 22nd season, and his seasons with Providence have been prolific. A number of national tournament appearances and appearances in Frontier Conference Championship matchups, along with multi-win seasons. He has had a great run as just the second coach of this program. This program hasn't been around a long time, but he's in his 22nd year of doing it, and he's just the second coach that the Argos have ever had. For the Vikings this evening, maybe a little bit of a shakeup in their starting lineup tonight, but let's run it down for you. The libero is J.C. Richter, a 5'9" senior out of Linton, North Dakota. A defensive specialist tonight will be Annika Puliu, a 5'7" freshman from Sabika, Minnesota. Tonight, the right side, or actually rather outside hitter, will be Eden Corrier, a 5'10" junior from Cavalier, North Dakota. Another outside tonight is Emma Lucas, a 6' senior from Argusville, North Dakota. Another outside will be Macy Frigin, a 6'1" senior out of Bismarck, North Dakota. In the middle, Danielle Hagler, a 5'11" senior from Candu, North Dakota. Madden Bogenreef will start as the setter tonight. She's a 5'8" freshman from Moorhead, Minnesota. The Vikings will be on our left as we take a look at it this evening, and the Argos will be on our right. The Argos will be in their white uniforms with lime and navy blue, and the Vikings will be in red this evening with, or rather cardinal tonight with cream. We're seeing the game ball, 100 years of being a Viking, being handed off here tonight, and so an opportunity to work in celebrity, if you will, presenting the game ball tonight to our officials. And now we'll get ready to go. Aaron Klingenberg is the Viking alum that presented the game ball tonight, and Aaron's been around the game of volleyball for a very long time as an official and obviously a fan here at Valley City State. Had a couple of daughters that played the sport for the Highlanders, and they also played basketball for Valley City High School. And as a matter of fact, folks, this will take you back a long way. Her husband, Mel, was a teacher of mine when I was in school at Valley City High School. Eden Courier will step off the floor for the Vikings as J.C. Richter will step in for a rotation here to get things started tonight. And the Vikings and Argos set to get after it, and it's going to be a good one tonight. As we mentioned, this one, the number 2 ranked team in the nation, is in town tonight. The Vikings would love to get their hands on this at Gratian Gym tonight, the smaller arena. Let's get it started this evening. The Vikings and the Argos, J.C. Richter will serve to get this started tonight. Richter stands ready, and the serve is on the way. Hit towards the far line. This will come back to Green for a tip and a dive. Kept it afloat for the Vikings from Bogenreef. We'll see a quick turn down by Daniel Hagler. Back to Green. That's blocked. And on the far line is the call. The Vikings are going to block as Hagler comes together with Lucas to turn away Bella Green on the outside. And it's 1-0 Valley City State to get started tonight. So the Vikings get a big block early, and it falls on the far line as Bella Green's turned away on an attempt on the outside for the University of Providence. J.C. Richter serving again. Again targeting the far line. This time back set right pin. That'll beat a block. Franny Martins coming out to the right side will score it for the Argos, and that will tie it up at 1. And Cabry Taylor will come into the matchup. Cabry's probably their most lethal player by the numbers. Hitting .341, 148 kills on the year. Bella Thompson, their setter, is going to step back and commits the service error. 2-1 Vikings, and we'll see some changes. The Vikings will send Morgan Freege into the matchup. Senior out of Edmore, North Dakota. Delaney Clark, senior out of Bismarck, North Dakota, comes in to do the serving for Valley City State. 2-1 lead for the Vikings. Clark serving. Be set by Thompson back to the near edge, and there's that attack coming from Cabry Taylor off the middle. Taylor puts it down to make it a 2-2 tie. We'll see the libero, Kira Sayers, stepping back to do the serving for the Argos. In that lime green, that's an interesting color. You don't see that very often. They do seem to do it pretty well. Delaney Clark making the pass. Right pin, Emma Lucas tipping middle. And a pancake kept it afloat from Sayers. A little twist to send this one across from Fiedler off to the far side. An attack from the outside. That's blocked by the Argos coming from Frigian. Frigian tries again, and this time gets turned away by Cabry Taylor. However, the Argos struggling to make a play work. Green with a push from the right pin is blocked. Back to Fiedler trying the attack the middle. Now Frigian, actually Freege, trying to push towards the far sideline. Green is stopped at the net. This turns into a joust. Green will turn it back over. Back to the right pin. Lucas blocked wide, and the point will go to the Vikings. Great rally. Vikings end up winning it on the blocking error by the Argos, and it's 3-2 Valley City State. Bogenreef off, and Rosie Anderson will step into the matchup. Recently back from an injury, and Gracie Schumacher will step back to serve for Valley City State, the second setter that will come in for the Vikings out of their look. Bella Green attacking, took something off of that. Schumacher getting underneath for the pass. Frigian trying to tip middle. Argos respond. Green in the right pin, tipping deep this time. Schumacher was there, set outside. Frigian down the far line, she'll score it. Macy Frigian makes it 4-2 Valley City State after 6 rallies on the LaRue Lacroix Financial scoreboard. Schumacher steps back to serve for the Vikings again. Towards the far side, but rather centered up. It's taken out of the back row by Giles, who will play all around tonight. And a push that gets partially touched by the Vikings. Frigian again, sent back over on a free ball, and Frigian's there. Back set right pin, Anderson getting through contact. It stays with the Argos. A set back to the near side and a finish by Martina Fiedler. Product out of Poland. Martina Fiedler with 134 kills on the season, hitting 193. Comes up with a finish. Again, this is a team for the Argos that is not in any way starved for opportunities at the net. 4-3 lead in favor of Valley City State. Delaney Clark playing a ball late, plays it, and Frigian put it into the net. That'll be 4 contacts. She kind of stopped on it too. There was a block there, but she stopped on it. Ellie Carlson, one of the defensive specialists for the Argos, has the service rotation. 166 digs on the season coming into this. Good hard line drive serve. Delaney Clark went down to make a pass. Did pretty well to get that on it. And Macy Frigin, Frigin, my apologies. Frigin will put it away. From the outside, Frigin will score. Saw Morgan Frigi out there as well, but that's Frigin that puts it away. And the Vikings are back up by a single by a score of 5-4. Serve on the way, coming from Valley City State. Off the far side, a block by the Vikings. Stays with the Argos, back to Fiedler, threw a block this time and scoring after their first attempt was turned away. The Vikings got a good block on Cabry Taylor, but again, it's Fiedler to turn it away. And we're tied at 5. Seven attacks so far tonight for Macy Frigin, a kill and an error. Morgan Frigi with a kill, Emma Lucas with a kill as well so far for the Vikings. As far as the leaders at this point, Rosie Anderson court wide. Boy, a nice play, kept that alive by Sayers out of the back row for the University of Providence. Up front, Frigi attacking and scoring. There's her second kill tonight. Morgan Frigi hammers one for the Vikings using the middle. Vikings make it 6-5. And Valley City State will send Annika Pulju into the matchup to do the serving. Vikings with a 1-point lead after 11 rallies in this opening set. Pulju serving. Pass comes back up front. Off to the near side. Fiedler tipping. Vikings got underneath it to save it. Pulju sends over a free ball. We continue. Back set, right pin. Fiedler through the net will score it. Rather not Fiedler. Sadie Giles will score it for the Argos. Giles, an all-around player. 140 kills, 210 hitting percentage, 39 blocks, 255 digs coming into the night. So she's one of those that will play all around. Isabel Cajal comes in to do the serving now for the Argos. Deep serve taken by Pulju back row. Set Courier into a touch. It flops back on the Argos side of the net. A turn back towards the near edge from Giles. The Vikings there. Courier again from the outside. Lightens up. Turns into a joust. A second hammer. And Danielle Hagler will put it down for the Vikings. Hagler hit one. And that elicited a touch coming back from the Argos. She went up and put down the second one with a good strike. And the Vikings take a 7-6 lead. Madden Bogenreef back on the floor. And the Argos will sub to get Kira Sayers back into the matchup as their libero. This is the rotation with Bella Thompson, the setter up front. So we'll see what this looks like right now for the Argos playing that way. They come back to the near edge and a stuff against Kiana Faupau. It's taken out of the back row by Annika Pulju. Set right side, Lucas attacking. Back up front, a turn too long, an attack error coming from Giles, and the point will go to the Vikings. Faupula, my apologies, had that written down incorrectly on the card. We'll get that right. Faupula on the floor now. Kiana Faupula for the Argos had a touch in that sequence. Another deep serve, a backup for Carlson to get there. Giles winds up from the right pin. Vikings got a dig from Pulju. Lucas on the right pin, keeping one alive, and it's spiked by Danielle Hagler. Hagler puts a big one down for the Vikings. Oh, they're going to call illegal contact, apparently. They're going to call illegal contact. The call came late, but they're going to call illegal contact against the Vikings. The Vikings going to surrender a ball back over to the Argos.
Really? That was a lift?
The Vikings don't really understand the call at all, but that'll change it back to an 8-7 margin. Lucas attacking. That'll be tipped back across by Danielle Hagler. Hagler will make it 9-7, Valley City State by 2. We look at that play a moment ago with Danielle Hagler, and you'll see how she puts this away. The first pass sent it back over the net for the Vikings, and this comes back, touched back over, and Hagler just finished. But in the end, that one's ruled illegal contact against the Vikings. Vikings back up 2, though, at 9-7. Big hammer to the near corner, hit wide. No tip, point will go to the Vikings. Misplay up front by Faupula once again, trying to turn into a ball. I think Faupula felt that was touched. And Arunas Duda up off the bench for the Argos and arguing his case with our R2 this evening. will play through it. 10-7, the Vikings the 3-point lead on the LaRue-Laco Financial scoreboard. And J.C. Richter trying to lighten up on that serve, put it into the net for a service error. This will put the Argos back where they belong. The Argos will bring a couple of big hitters back into the matchup. Bella Green, Sadie Giles return for the University of Providence. And we'll see Bella Thompson back in the back row. Their setter now back in the back row on rotation, you could say. Macy Fridgen terminates on the outside. Very quick side out for the Vikings as Fridgen puts one away on the outside pin. Morgan Frigie returns, Delaney Clark returns. 11-8 your score. The Vikings have a 3-point lead. Serve from Delaney Clark. Back set towards the right. A big play coming off that right side by Franny Martins. Martins 100 kills on the season. 177 on the hitting percentage. Physical player for Providence. She'll step out after putting that one away, but they come back to their right pin, and they've had a few different players that have been able to swing from the right side throughout the course tonight, and they've been good from out there. Sayers doing the serving, the libero for Providence. Right pin, Lucas. Dug up out of the back row, back near side. Fiedler passed back over. Fiedler again. This time J.C. Richter got there. To the right, Lucas off a touch. Covered back row by Giles. Set middle. That one missed the back line attack. Going down the floor from Cabry Taylor. An error by the Argos. And the point will go to Valley City State. 12-9 lead for the Vikings. Rosie Anderson back in. Gracie Schumacher will step back to serve for Valley City State. Schumacher ready, sends one over. Handled poorly by Giles out of the back row. Argos trying to recover on a tough receive of serve. Back set Frigie. That one touched by the Argos up front. And now back up towards the middle. Cabry Taylor will defeat contact and score for the Argos. Cuts the lead back to 2 at 12-10. Green will step off the floor. And back into the matchup will be Ellie Carlson for the University of Providence. She'll do the serving. Delaney Clark, long run to get there. Tough pass to get to, and Fridgen ends up putting that one long. Now the point will go to the Vikings. Looked like that was going to go long, the call. And again, from our angle tonight, just to let you know, folks, our angle tonight is a poor one. We're looking at the floor right through the R2. We're basically courtside at this point, so unable to see the call, but it looks as though the line judge ruled that one in. Off the near side, a block put together, but defeated. And Martina Fiedler will come up with a kill for the Argos from the outside pin. Vikings will have Hannah Wieland out of the matchup. She was in the back row there. 5'4" senior out of Daisy, North Dakota. Been fun to watch her be a part of this Viking program throughout these last few years. Has been an active youth coach here in Valley City. Does a great job of it. Frigie through contact gets through. Morgan Frigie will terminate again for the Vikings. Frigie's having a nice night. That'll be her third kill. She's hitting .600. The Vikings have a 3-point lead in the opening set at 14-11 on our LaRue-Laco Financial scoreboard. Annika Poulju will step back to do the serving for the Vikings. Poulju serving towards the far side of the floor. Long run for Thompson to get there, and Fiedler will send it back for the Argos to the back row. Here's a block that's wide on the attack from Poirier. Goes right into the heart of a double-team block from Giles and Bella Thompson, and that's going to force a timeout from the Argos as the Vikings have a 4-point lead. Some momentum for the Vikings. 15-11 your score on the LaRue-Laco Financial scoreboard. We have a timeout on the floor, and we'll take one here at Gratian Gymnasium. This is our coverage of Viking volleyball on the Voice of the Vikings, the Voice of the Valley, Q101, NewsDakota.com, and the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel.
When your team, school, or business needs custom apparel or promotional products, Rambo is here to help. With over 40 years of industry-leading experience, state-of-the-art machines, and dedicated employees, we have the tools and facility to handle any job. With online ordering solutions for sports teams and businesses alike, you can count on us to get the job done correctly and on time. To get your next project started, contact Matt or visit us online at rambo.com.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking volleyball. 15-11 Valley City State in the opening set. Giles attacking, and a blocking error by the Vikings will give Giles a kill. And the University of Providence wins a side out of their timeout. Lead for the Vikings is cut to 15-12 on the LaRue Lacko Financial scoreboard. And Isabel Cajal will come and do the serving. Pass made by J.C. Richter, the middle. And we'll see a block coming back by Danielle Hagler after her initial opportunity was stuck back by the Argos. Hagler into the block, got it back, and kills beyond the block. The Vikings go back up by a 4-point margin at 16-12. Vikings will have a service, and it will be Madden Bogenreef doing the serving. Lightens up, sends it far side. Sayers a long run to get there. Deep push coming that time from Faupula. Off the right, a block against Emma Lucas. Big team up on the near side. Giles getting to part of that. Faupula was part of it as well. And the lead is cut back to 3 at 16-13. Bella Green back into the matchup for the University of Providence. Sadie Giles goes back to serve for the Argos. Giles serve on the way. J.C. Richter back row making a good pass. Lucas this time on the outside. Sayers passed that very close to the net, nearly a joust. And Providence able to change up, make a play. Big attack coming that time from Danielle Hagler. She'll hit the back line and score. Folks, the Frontier Conference would like to thank their corporate partners for their continued financial support. They include BSN Sports and Nike, Cooper Tire and Tire-Rama, the D.A. Davidson Companies, Urco Hotels, First Interstate Bank, and Billings Clinic and Logan Health as J.C. Richter steps back to the serving for the Vikings. That one's a service error, missed it wide. Those corporate partners include McDonald's of Great Falls, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi and the Harrington Bottling Company, Snap Mobile, Winwan Technologies, and the Montana Army National Guard. Uncommon is calling. Don't forget to download the Frontier Conference app in partnership with Snap Mobile. Free to download. Search for FC Sports in the App Store on Apple or Google Play for Android. Up front, Danielle Hagler, deep push. Sayers able to make a play for Providence from the middle. Giles, that's dug up by Madden Bogerreef. Back to the right pin. Emma Lucas blocked. It stays on the Viking side. Phrygian from the outside defeats contact and scores. Macy Phrygian makes it 18-14. The Vikings back up 4. Pull you out. Morgan Frigi will come back into the matchup. Hagler and Phrygian co-leading the Vikings tonight with 4 kills each. Morgan Frigi with 3, hitting 600, 3 and 5 swipes so far tonight. Up front, Bella Green, big attack. J.C. Richter got underneath that. Phrygian up front, tipping towards the middle. Thompson first contact, Green outside pin, pushing. J.C. Richter there on the line. Frigi's blocked, it's blocked wide. Cabry Taylor blocked it beyond the far line. The Vikings take a 5-point lead. Another timeout from the Argos as Valley City State is after it tonight against the number 2 ranked team in the country. 19-14, the Vikings by 5 over the University of Providence on our LaRue Lacko Financial scoreboard. More Viking volleyball is on the way in a couple of moments. Stay with us. We're back with more after this.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on three major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com. Second time out of the set taken by the head coach of the University of Providence, Arunas Duda, as the Vikings build a 5-point lead in the opening set, 19-14 on the Argos. Big attack and a dive out of the back row by Delaney Clark. Bogenreef pushing there to call her for a double. Madden Bogenreef will be called for a double, trying to attack the back line. Tight call. Don't normally see him quite that tight right away in a matchup, but we're on top of that one tonight. Lead cut to 4 at 19-15, and the Argos will serve. Delaney Clark making the pass. Set, far side. Freegee hit that one too long. An attack error by the Vikings. They haven't had a ton of errors throughout the course of the last couple of nights. They have one there. Lead cut to 3 at 19-16. And the Argos will serve again. It'll be Sayers doing the serving. Delaney Clark, long run to get there for the Vikings, and Frigid made a great play out of that on the far sideline to put that one away for the Vikings. That was not an easy one to handle for Macy Frigid. You take a look at this coming back from the Argos on the replay, and that pass ends up in a really tough spot. Long run to get there. Frigid's off the surface as she puts that one away, well beyond the outside line. Makes it 20-16, the Vikings by 4. Gracie Schumacher serving near side, block at the net. It stays afloat. The Vikings want a violation on that. They don't get it. This will stay moving. Frigid tipping across. First contact coming from Fiedler. To the right, Bella Green finishes it off from the right pin. The Vikings were asking for 4 contacts on that play from the Argos the first time around, but it wasn't a big ask. The Vikings might have realized they didn't get a piece of contact on that after taking a look. Lead cut to 3 at 20-17. Ellie Carlson steps back to serve for Providence. Carlson serve taken by Delaney Clark out of the back row. Set right side, Frigid had to deal with the antenna, somehow got that in. Richter from the back row will do what she can with it. Argos waiting, off the right side, tipped by Giles, finds the middle of the floor. Sadie Giles reading tip, coming up with what was necessary, and now the Vikings want a timeout. So Valley City State will get together to discuss. The Vikings have their lead trimmed to 2. It's 20-18, Valley City State on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. Later stages of the first set. Our coverage continues next on the Voice of the Vikings, the Voice of the Valley, KOVC on Q101 and on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit proeyecarecenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking volleyball. The Vikings have led by as many as 5. They were up 19-14. The Argos have stiffened. And Providence has come back to take 4 of the last 5 rallies and have turned this into a tight first set. 20-18 your score on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. Again, 4 kills apiece for Hagler, Freegee 5 for Macy Frigid to lead the way for the Vikings tonight. Freegee winding up and scoring again. Big side out of the timeout for the Vikings to go up 21-18. Leaders for Providence, 2 kills for Annie Martins, 2 kills for Cabry Taylor, 5 for Martina Fiedler. She's been big from the outside tonight, hitting .357. She swung 14 times tonight for the University of Providence. Providence receiving. Here's Fiedler again, strong. Lead back to 4 for the Vikings at 22-18. The Vikings trying to take home the opening set, and they have been athletic and fast The defense has been good for the Vikings tonight. Hannah Wieland stepping back to do the serving again. Taylor making first contact. Fiedler gets blocked and blocked errantly. Vikings can't come up with what's needed to turn off the outside pin. Point to Fiedler and a point to the Argos. And the Argos will make a change. Heather Barbie, an original starter, 5'5" freshman out of Yakima, Washington, will come in for serving purposes. The lead is 3, 22-19. Vikings on top. Delaney Clark making a late decision to play that. That likely would have gone out. Courier will send it over on a free ball. Argos a chance to play the offensive side. Giles attacking. Big dig out of the back row by Schumacher. Freegee has to send it back over. Near side tip coming from Martins. The Vikings were ready. They'll set right pin. Anderson defeats a block and scores. Rosie Anderson on the right pin. Vikings made a couple of big defensive plays in that sequence when it looked like the Argos had a lot of momentum on that rally. Annika Poolyu will come back in to do the serving. Danielle Hagler will step back into the front row for Valley City State. 23-19, the lead is 4 for the Vikings. Poolyu serving. Line drive that's taken back row by Ellie Carlson. Giles twisting out to the right side. Vikings struggling to communicate. They fall apart on that. Back to the outside. Big block. Martins gets stopped at the net. A team up by Rosie Anderson and Eden Courier. And the Vikings have set point here in the opener. Leading 24-19. The Vikings up 5 and an opportunity to take the first set from the Argos here at Gratian Gym tonight. Poolyu serving. Thompson tries to speed it up and knocks it down with Giles. Giles right in the middle of the net. Thompson calling for the speed game. They turn away the Vikings on the first try. 24-20. Viking lead is 4, and Isabel Cajal will come back in to serve. Can the Vikings come up with that side out to turn this off? Back row, J.C. Richter, good pass, set middle, Hagler blocked. It's kept alive up front. The Vikings can't finish. First try goes to the middle for Danielle Hagler. She stopped. Lead cut to 3 at 24-21. Argos ready to serve again. Cajal steps into one. To the middle. Tough pass coming from Poolyu. Lots of air. Right pin. Anderson stopped. Poolyu makes first contact. Schumacher dumps on second contact and scores it. Gracie Schumacher, the setter, will dump on second contact, and the Vikings grab the opening set of the night. 25-21. Valley City State takes home a 4-point win in the opening set. We're on to set number 2 as we take our way to the intermission report. Our intermission report tonight brought to you by Rambo. We're in the business of making you look good at Rambo. This is our coverage of Viking volleyball on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, newsdakota.com, and Q101 KQDJ-FM.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
All this week at Lever's Foods, all of your fall favorites are on sale. Cremette pasta, 97 cents each. Progresso soups, $1.59 each. Jack's pizzas, 3 for $9.99. Lever's fresh yellow onions, 3-pound bag, $1.79 each. And 85% lean ground beef, only $5.49 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking volleyball. Set one goes to the Vikings tonight, 25-21. Our intermission report is brought to you this evening by Rambo. We're in the business of making you look good at Rambo. They're your home for all of your promotional products, whether it's apparel or promotional items. When it's time to put your logo to work, it's time for Rambo. Give them a call. Matt Carlgard's a proud VCSU alum. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good. All right. I'll look through on how it happened for the Vikings. This first play ultimately was ruled illegal contact against Valley City State, but it shows you the role that Danielle Hagler was getting into tonight off a block, able to finish one with some strength on the far sideline. Then later on in the matchup, you'll see the Vikings coming through again. Broken play here, Macy Frigin with her feet well outside the far boundary, able to make a play on that far side. And then late in the matchup, the Vikings earning an opportunity to try to put this away. Double team block that turns away Martina Fiedler on that side of the floor. The Vikings with some big plays on the defensive side, and they win it 25-21. Numbers in that first set, Macy Frigin, Morgan Frigi, each with 5 kills. Danielle Hagler with 4. And the Vikings to work to start the second set. Hagler trying to attack the middle. Bella Green on the right side. Actually, that was not Green. That was Franny Martins, my apologies. And Martins will team up on a block with Cabry Taylor at the middle of the net to turn away a Viking attack from the outside pin. It's 1-0 in favor of Providence. The Argos take a 1-0 lead here in the second. Bella Thompson, 634 assists this season. They're running the 5-1, and you can see why. Bella Thompson's very athletic, can play a front row play with ease. Eden Courier off of a touch. Cabry Taylor got to a back row. Green attacking from their outside. The Vikings keep it afloat. Frigin from the attack line. Sayers able to make the pass back to Green, getting through contact and scoring from the outside pin. Argos take a quick 2-0 lead here in the second. Bella Green, 119 kills on the season, but a .213 hitter. Again, that kill number doesn't mean a lot. They're not going to play nearly as many sets when you're a 21-1 type of team. So building up those high individual numbers throughout the year, it's going to be a difficult task. Frigin tipping around contact. Green was there for the first. Thompson sets up Cabry, and the attack from Cabry Taylor comes up altered by the Vikings. Thompson again to Cabry Taylor, this time stuffed by the Vikings. Green will push it back over on a pinball. To the middle, Hagler attacking. Sayers dug that up. Back to Cabry Taylor and down. Vikings will be called for net contact anyway. Danielle Hagler was into the net, but Cabry Taylor has come out with some newfound energy for Providence in this second set. It's 3-0 Argos. Bella Thompson will step back to do the serving for Providence. Thompson ready, and the serve on the way. Handled by Annika Pouliou. Back set right pin. Hagler has it blocked back to her. On the attack line, Frigin off a touch, that'll score. Valley City State gets a side out they needed to get this second set started. 3-1 your score. Vikings back within 2. Morgan Frigi and Delaney Clark back into the matchup. Clark will serve for Valley City State. And taken up back row by Giles, off to Bella Green. Passed back over by the Vikings on a free ball. Argos with it. Green again from the outside, this time lightening up and tipping middle. Boy, just a good play by Bella Green. Good size. Bella Green gets up, a physical player as well, but 6'1", a senior. So you've got size, experience, and the height that you're looking for. Just to kind of read the floor the entire time. Watch the defense moving around and then take what they give you. And it's an excellent heads-up play by Bella Green. Sayers will serve for Providence. Vikings there, set near side. Frigin gets blocked. J.C. Richter covered it, and a whistle. They're going to call the Vikings for another, they're going to call an illegal back row attack. Bogenreef trying to dump. She's frustrated. No argument from the Viking bench as of yet, but they'll call an illegal back row attack against Madden. Bogenreef apparently went up, attacked that above the height of the net. Can't do that at a back row player. And the lead is 4 at 5-1 Argos. Set middle, Frigi trying to tip. That one falls apart. The Vikings down 5 and may need a timeout early in this second set, and they're going to take it. Michelle Micklejohn will call for a stoppage as this second set opens poorly for Valley City State. Down by a score of 6-1 on the LaRue Financial scoreboard. The Vikings lead the match a set to none. We have a timeout. This is our coverage of Viking volleyball on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel and the voice of the Vikings, the voice of the Valley, KOVC. Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA, SIPC.
Experience the thrill. Feel the passion. And join the excitement. Tickets on sale now at VCSUVikings.com.
Olang hard to the basket with a two-hand block. He burst through it. He's to the end zone. Touchdown, Valley City State.
Here's the game-winning shot. Does it go? Yes, it does!
Nelson on the attack. Holland can't make the play. The Vikings sweep the Jimmy. Timeout taken by Valley City State as the Argos have found some momentum here in the second. They lead it by a score of 6-1. The Vikings won the opening set 25-21. Sayers serving for the University of Providence. Tough pass here for the Vikings. Floated to the front of the net. Freegee has to free ball it over. They'll set back to the right pin. Bella Green too strong for everybody. And the point will go to the Vikings. That's one thing that the Argos maybe struggled with that we didn't really pick up on back in the first set, but their inability to hit. They had a handful of errors that are probably uncharacteristic of Providence. Hitting percentage was a bit down on a couple of positions. The Vikings serving aggressively here. Green from the attack line, finding range, dug up by Schumacher. Freegee will tip on second contact. Thompson setting Green right pin. Schumacher got a piece of it. Richter keeps it alive. And Freegee will send it back over. Green looking to call for it in the middle. This time puts it down. Bella Green made the pass, wanted that play herself, set it up from start to finish. Bella Green now with 4 kills, hitting 105. Martina Fiedler hitting with 6 kills in 222, and that's the lead on the team right now. That tells you a little bit about kind of where they were at. Friedgen off the top of the net into a joust. Thompson somehow kept that afloat without illegal contact. That's a tough play. Friedgen stopped at the net again. Vikings trying to pinball it across. They cannot. Cabry Taylor going to come up with a block. I'm not sure they have the blocking numbers accurate so far tonight. They've got just one solo block so far for Providence. I know that they've been involved maybe in a little bit more than that. Probably trying to get those into the live stats quick as they can. Rosie Anderson tipping middle. And Sayers slapping at a ball that came across. And boy, Michelle Micklejohn's going to be frustrated that something there wasn't called illegal contact. Hand wide open as Sayers swiped at that, and they're going to let that one go. Big play, though, for the Argos. They take a 9-2 lead on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. And Freegee blocked up front. Cabry Taylor getting into Sadie Giles as well. Taylor and Giles getting into the blocking act there for the Argos. The Vikings down big. It's 10-2 in favor of the Argos in the second set. The University of Providence writing a big signature early in set number 2, trying to work their way back into the matchup. Right side, Friedgen, that's going to be down. Macy Friedgen has an opportunity to attack from the right pin. And the lead is cut to 10-3. Eden Courier will come back into the matchup. J.C. Richter steps back to serve for the Vikings. Good hard serve. Taylor nearly into a joust. Somehow Thompson saved that play again for the Argos. Courier from the outside. Dug up far side by Carlson, and Cabry Taylor calling her shot, making her way to the left from the middle. Taylor will step off, and we'll see the re-entry of Heather Barbie as a defensive specialist. 11-3. Argos now on top by an 8-point margin. Barbie ready to step in. And Barbie ready. Taken back row by Delaney Clark. Set back to the outside. Courier blocked again. The pins are shut off right now. There's a double team block on Rosie Anderson. Richter kept it afloat. Delaney Clark sends it over. Thompson setting right side. And a block that's down for the Vikings. Rosie Anderson teams up on the right side with Morgan Freege to come up with a stop on Martina Fiedler. Fiedler from the outside, I may have said right, apologies, from the outside, had that blocked back into her and then made contact with it. If that's not blocked back into her, that may end up going wide, but the Vikings get a block. They cut the lead to 7. Pouliot serving. Sayers makes a good pass. Thompson back setting right side. Giles attacks the middle. It's free ball back. Sent back over by Fiedler. Now Anderson from the right pin will score. Rosie Anderson with the right side kill will cut the Argo lead to 6 at 11-5. Well, the Vikings trying to build some momentum. 1 or 2 more in a row here, you start to get the Argos questioning after being on cruise control, and instead, service error from Pouliot. And that's something the Vikings obviously are going to deal with. Valley City State serving very aggressively at Mayville State the other night, and that's one of those things where if you're going to serve extremely aggressively, sometimes they're going to find their way in, sometimes they're not. You're going to have to be willing to accept kind of high risk, high reward, right? If you put somebody out of system, it was extremely effective against Mayville State back on Wednesday night. Here the Vikings won't get one across. An aggressive serve from the Argos will score. And Providence is back up 8 quickly at 13-5 in the second. Isabel Cahal will step on to serve for the University of Providence. And Cahal sending it over. Richter making the pass. They'll go right side. Anderson through contact scores again. Rosie Anderson's having a very nice second set, finding a little bit of a run for Valley City State on that right side. Numbers, Phrygian with 6, Hagler, Freege with 5, Rosie Anderson now up to 3, hitting .429 tonight. Couple of big ones here in this second set. Serve from Bogenreef, backing up to get to it, Ellie Carlson, and a toss to the far corner will score for Kiana Fapula. That'll push the lead back to 8 for the Argos at 14-6. And Bella Green, who got this started for the Argos earlier in this set, will now come back into the matchup. Sadie Giles stepping back to serve for Providence. Pouliot backs into the pass. Set right pin, Courier. Whistle, net contact coming up against Bella Green. Point will go to the Vikings, but Courier put it away anyway. Eden Courier, she doesn't get credit for a kill because the official violation will be net contact against Bella Green, but she deserves one. And now Molly Burnaby out of Grafton, North Dakota will step on, do the serving for Valley City State. Sayers making the pass, set to Green from the outside, money. Bella Green getting a chance to swing at a good set and finishes. And it's 15-7, the Argos back up by 8. Falpula will sit, her position going to the back row. Actually, it's not her position, another position moving around out there. It's Bella Thompson that will step back to serve. The setter in the 5-1 format, plays all around, and you can see why in the front row she's been very good tonight. Phrygian up and over contact, Sayers is there, back off to the far side, and the attack coming from Cabry Taylor near the antenna. Point's gonna go to the Argos. So athletic and so quick. You saw Bella Thompson on that play, and it's too bad we can't slow it down and show it to you, but right as that ball was coming over from the Vikings on their answer, Bella Thompson moved right alertly to the middle of the floor. She just knows how to play that setter's position with athleticism. Swing from Danielle Hagler, Cabry Taylor up front. Vikings trying to save that play, and they do. Sent over by Bogenreef. Back to Green tipping. Bogenreef dives into a play. Deep push from Pouliot. Back set to the right for the Argos, and a tip from Franny Martins will score. Franny Martins comes up with a play for the Argos. And that will push the Argos lead to 17-7 on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. The Argos have had the better of the second set and then some tonight. And Bella Thompson back to serve again for Providence. Lightens up the serve here. Frigian making the pass to the middle. Emma Lucas getting through some contact and scoring. She hasn't had many opportunities tonight. That might be a missing part of the game for the Vikings. That was Emma Lucas's they say she's had 12 attacks tonight. Boy, my apologies. We haven't called her name much tonight. 2 kills, 12 attacks for Emma Lucas. Vikings could use some more of what they just saw in the middle there. Cabry Taylor touched. Run down back row by Delaney Clark. Now Lucas from the right. Thompson stepping into the pass. Right side, getting through contact that time was Franny Martins. The Vikings ready. Frigian attacking. Whistle, net contact against the Argos. They're going to get Bella Green in the net again. Or did this one go against Cabry Taylor? This one apparently went against Cabry Taylor. I thought our R2 had said 18. Our R1 says 17 tonight. Net contact against the Argos. Lead cut to 8 at 17-9. Pass coming from Giles. Green from the outside. That one finishes. Bella Green, she's had a big second set tonight. Green right now with 6 kills, 22 attacks. Co-leads the team with Martina Fiedler. And keep in mind that Fiedler was the clear leader as far as the offense was concerned after set number 1. Green has been on top of her game here in the second set. Lead 18-9 for the Argos in the second. Serve from Sayers. Delaney Clark steps into it. Bogenreef setting near side. Frigian just blocked. Cabry Taylor, Bella Green teaming up for it. The block has been stifling for Providence here in this second set. They have turned away a lot of opportunities from the Vikings on both pins. Lead back to 10 for the Argos at 19-9. Sayers stepping back to serve for the University of Providence. Lightens up. Bogenreef making the pass. This will come back to the middle. And Freegee, more net contact against the Vikings. Morgan Freegee's not happy. Lead is now 11 at 20-9. And the Vikings are looking at an intermission where they're going to have to try to get the taste of this one out of their mouth rather quickly. Sayers will serve. Long run to get there for Bogenreef. Set right pin, and this one blocked. Emma Lucas going after on the right side. This will be turned away, I believe, by Martina Fiedler. And a timeout will be taken by the Vikings as the lead grows to 12. The Argos take a 21-9 lead of the Vikings here in the second on our LaRue-Lacko Financial scoreboard. We have a timeout on the floor. We're back with more in a couple of moments. This is our coverage of Viking volleyball on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, newsdakota.com, and Q101 KQDJ-FM.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. Let us help you become our next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Timeout taken by the Vikings as the second set has run away from them. They won the first, 25-21 did Valley City State, but the Argos have taken firm control of the second, leading by a score of 21-9 here in the second set. They were powering out to an 8-point lead early, led 11-3. And since then, they've really never looked back. The Vikings cut it to 6. On one occasion, that's as close as they've been since the big lead was built up by the Argos. Swing by Frigian. Bella Thompson making first contact with it. Green right side. A dive kept it afloat by Bogenreef. Vikings back up front. Freegee will tip to the middle on a free ball. Set back left side, and we'll see the play coming from Fiedler on their outside. Back to the Viking outside. Frigian is stuffed. This will come back to Frigian, getting through the middle. Sayers passed it back over and passed it wide. Vikings back within 11 at 21-10. Rosie Anderson, who's had a very nice second set for Valley City State, re-enters the matchup for the Vikings. Gracie Schumacher will step back to serve for Valley City State. Good hard line drive serve. Giles took it. Up front, Cabry Taylor touched along the way. The Vikings save one coming back. Schumacher getting a touch on it. Anderson sent it over, back to the right, block attempt. Freegee goes up to get it, takes Bella Green out from the right pin. Freegee goes up to get the block for the Vikings. Vikings back within 10 at 21-11. What you're hoping for here, if you're a Viking fan, at the very minimum, is you build a little momentum getting ready to go into a third set. That will be a big one tonight. Martina Fiedler sending one over. Richter was able to get to it. Rosie Anderson tipping middle. Cabry Taylor step back to Fiedler on the outside. Blocked and wide is the call. Frigi got a block on it, but it falls wide of the line. And Ellie Carlson will come back into the matchup. The lead back to 11 at 22-11 for the Argos. Bella Green will sit. She's gassed, and you can see why. Bella Green has had a huge second set for the Argos. She has been very good. Ball dug up right side. Frigen getting through contact on a steep angle and scoring. Macy Frigen from the Viking right pin. Kind of turned the body, almost squared up. Parallel to the center line when she hit that ball. Lead cut back to 10 at 22-12. And the Vikings left J.C. Richter stepping in to serve. That'll be an error. Sent it long. Lead back to 11 for the Argos. Cabry Taylor will come out of the matchup. And Heather Barbie comes back in for the Argos. Providence leading 23-12, closing in on a second set victory, looking to tie things up one apiece. Serve on the way from Barbie, taken back by Annika Pulju. Set middle, Frigi, stopped, and that one falls wide is the call. Point will go to the Vikings. Vikings will make a substitution. Danielle Hagler will come back into the matchup for Valley City State front row. And Annika Pulju steps back to do the serving for the Vikings. May have been going deep, they play it. Bella Thompson to the set for Giles, it's blocked. Now Thompson back far side for Fiedler. That one sent over, the Vikings dig that away. Emma Lucas attacking, sends it wide. Boy, you can just see the athleticism that Bella Thompson has as a setter. So much ground that she covers. She's setting that ball so high, and that's the thing that makes all of these front row attackers that much better as Bella Thompson gets up, gives them a high set with that vertical leap that she has, and the Argos could see the whole floor. 23-14, Vikings back within 9. Here's Thompson on second contact, sending one over. Off to the right, Danielle Hagler will score. Cut the lead to 8 at 23-15. Aruna Studa taking a long look at the scoreboard, the head coach of the Argos. Perhaps running through the scenarios in his mind as to whether or not the Vikings start to build a little too much momentum going into the next set for his own comfort. Back set right side, Giles is stuffed. Sayers keeps it alive, back to Giles right pin, deep push will score. Sadie Giles reading the back line and scoring. And the Argos now in a position to close out the second. Kiana Faupula will step back into the matchup. She'll play front row. And Isabel Cajal comes on to serve for the Argos. And this one played extremely late by the Vikings. You make a decision to let her go, you got to kind of let it go, you know what I mean? Thompson setting middle, and Faupula will put it away. Faupula will make it a 25-15 win for the Argos over the Vikings in the second set. And that will tie things up at a set apiece. 1-1 as we go to the third. The good news for the Vikings, it's one set. They won the first one, 25-21. So Valley City State a chance to regroup as we go to the third set. Tied at 1 apiece on our LaRue-Laco Financial scoreboard. We have a timeout. We'll come back with our intermission report brought to you by Rambo in just a couple of moments. This is Viking Volleyball on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, newsdakota.com, and Q101 KQDJ-FM.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
All this week at Lever's Foods, all of your fall favorites are on sale. Cremette pasta, 97 cents each. Progresso soups, $1.59 each. Jack's pizzas, 3 for $9.99. Lever's fresh yellow onions, 3-pound bag, $1.79 each. And 85% lean ground beef, only $5.49 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking volleyball on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel. NewsDakota.com, Q101, KQDJ-FM. Ryan Cunningham with you tonight from Gratian Gymnasium. The Vikings and Argos tied at 1. The Vikings won a hard-fought first set, 25-21, but Providence was dominant in the second set. Macy Fridgen right now for the Vikings, 9 kills to lead Valley City State. Danielle Hagler, Morgan Freege with 6. For Providence, 6 kills for Bella Green. She had a big second set. 7 for Martina Fiedler leads the way. And 5 out of the middle for Cabry Taylor. And Cabry Taylor hitting 286 tonight. That's a little bit below her normal clip, but Cabry Taylor only 14 swings tonight. Bella Green 24 and Martina Fiedler 25. Cabry Taylor, 148 kills on the year, their most productive player, and you would think they might want her to perhaps have a little bit more of a say in the offense as the night goes on, but hey, you're not going to argue with success out of that second set, and the Argos were dominant with a 25-15 win, leading by as many as 12 at one point in the matchup. The Vikings will serve to start the third. J.C. Richter standing by to serve for Valley City State. Richter's serve on the way, and up front, the attack comes from Kiana Valpula, and the Argos will take a 1-0 lead. Valpula just sending one through the middle, and now she'll step off. Franny Martins comes back into the matchup. Serve on the way from Bella Thompson for the Argos. Long run to get there, and the attack from Fridgen, dug up out of the back row by Sayers. Green trying to get through, touched by the Vikings, and the attack coming from Danielle Hagler, pushed back over. Late contact by the Argos. Fridgen defeats a double team block, and it's down. Macy Fridgen will come over the kill for the Vikings to tie it up at 1 apiece, get the Vikings a side out early. Morgan Freege back in, Delaney Clark back in. And Delaney Clark will step back to serve for the Vikings. Down to get it was Giles for Providence. Near side, Cabry Taylor puts one away. Short game, short side out situation there for the Argos. They really find a way to get at it fast. They can speed up their game when they want to. And right now they're firing a little bit better than they were back in that opening set. Delaney Clark with the pass. Fridgen from the outside. Dug up back row by Giles. Out near edge. Perhaps touched by the Vikings. Dug up by Delaney Clark. Freege trying to go deep. Run down by Giles. Right side, Bella Green. That one's down. Bella Green from the right pin will make it. Well, we apologize, folks. After some technical issues, we're back. Tonight we set up our own broadcast area, but we've had some problems being able to use it here tonight. We've had some encroachment on space, and we've had to move around while the broadcast has got started. And we're going to speak with the folks at Valley City State about that after the matchup and see if we can alleviate some of these technical burdens that continue to plague our broadcast. A kill by the Argos will make it 7-4. The University of Providence now leads by 3 after a lengthy discussion that came up. You didn't miss a lot while we were away. There was a discussion that took place with the ball ending up being trapped in the protective nets that are used for baseball, softball here at Gratian Gym. And the conversation was about whose side of the net that ball was on when it was sent up there, and that ended up being a replay the Vikings scored upon. Now 7-4, the Argos here in the third, and the Vikings and Argos tied the set apiece. Courier swinging away will score. Keaton Courier from the outside will make it 7-5. The lead has been cut to 2. Danielle Hagler will come back into the matchup. Annika Poulyu will step back to do the serving for Valley City State. Poulyu's serve on the way. Set out towards the near side and getting through and scoring for the Argos is Martina Fiedler. Fiedler will make it 8-5 in favor of Providence. Isabel Cajal will come back into the matchup for the University of Providence. Cajal standing ready, deep. Annika Poulyu got to it. Hagler attacking, middle score. Danielle Hagler attacking middle, scores it for the Vikings. Lead cut back to 2 at 8-6. Emma Lucas back into the matchup. Vikings finding a little different way to go about business from that second set that got away early. It was 11-3 early in the second set. Serve coming here from Madden Bogenreef. Sayers went down to make the play. Near side, that will be killed by Kiana Falpula. And it's 9-6. The Argos take a 3-point lead on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. Bella Green will come back into the matchup for the Argos, and Bella Green has been very good tonight. Sadie Giles will step back to serve for the University of Providence. Poulyu stepping back. Tip going down the far line from Lucas, and we're going to have net contact against the Argos. We've seen a lot of violations at the net in this matchup tonight. And not also some ball handling violations that maybe typically you don't see either. 9-7. Lead cut back to 2. And J.C. Richter will step back to do the serving for the Vikings. A tip coming in from Falpula that ends up being blocked for the Vikings. Green is stuffed as well. Bella Thompson making first contact with that. Giles from the back row. The Vikings ready. Hagler. Sayers got a piece of that. Pinballs back onto the Vikings side. Richter went back to get it. Lucas attacking from right around that 3-meter line. A tip from Green. The Vikings run to cover that. Back to Lucas attacking middle. Giles was there, and now Falpula sends it wide. Well, sometimes if you're the Vikings, one of the best things you can do is just keep a rally going. Send back another ball, send back another ball. The Vikings did that on a couple of different times, and they induced the error. Now, Providence isn't going to make too many errors, but they induce enough of one there to get back on the scoreboard. They're back within 1. Falpula, first contact here. Bella Green gets around the block and scores. Green will make it 10-8 in favor of the Argos. Franny Martins will step back into the matchup for the Argos. And Annika Poulyu will come over and ask for a towel for Valley City State. You kind of feel like you're at home. Yeah, you have the better opportunity to maybe fight back from down 2-1, but boy, if you're the Vikings, it's an uphill situation just set to set against the University of Providence. So you get the idea right now that this third set, I mean, it normally matters more than anything anyway when it's a 1-1 split, but for the Vikings, you seem to get the idea this one might be even more of a presser, if you will, as Macy Frigin ends up sending one long. Lead back to 3 for the Argos at 11-8. Bella Thompson to step back and serve for Providence. Thompson ready, floats one to the middle. Poole used there to make the pass. Back set, tip coming in, across the net from Hagler. Up on, an attack from Cabry Taylor. Back to Frigian for the Vikings. Giles able to make that dig. Bella Green attacking, and J.C. Richter digs that one up for the Vikings. Lucas attacking. Sayers went after a ball that might have been going long. Perhaps bailed the Vikings out. The Vikings get a point on it. Boy, you start to see the value if you're a Providence fan. You see the value in Sadie Giles playing all around. In the back row, we mentioned all-around player, 255 digs on the year. She's back there right now in a very steady hand defensively against this Viking approach. An attack from the right side coming in from Franny Martins. Martin scores off the right pin for the Argos, and it's 12-9. The lead is up to 3 for the University of Providence. Kira Sayers is going to step back to do the serving. Sayers stands ready, and it's taken out of the back row by Delaney Clark for the Vikings. Freegee with a hard push. Argos want a call on that, they don't get. Madden Bogenreef digs up a play, and Morgan, actually Macy Frigian, just destroys a block on that right side, or on the outside for the Vikings. And Arunas Duda, who's the head coach of the Argos, is up with a pretty big play, or rather a case to plead on that push that came from Morgan Freegee. And they've called a tight match tonight, so to let that go as Cabry Taylor scores in the middle. But to let that go on the match they've called that's been really tight tonight, if you're Coach Duda, you're going to say, okay, you can call it either direction, but you got to find something that's going to be a little consistent. That was kind of a wrist flip, if you will, and there's a case to be made there. At the same time, they let it go. Frigian getting through some contact on the right pin for the Vikings. And a block coming in off the right side from Fiedler. Fiedler back again from the outside for the Argos. Vikings dig it up with Richter. Frigian into the net. An error by the Vikings. That will push the lead to 4 for the Argos. 14-10 here in the third. Ellie Carlson will step in to serve for the Argos. A looper that Gracie Schumacher gets to. Freegee, and Sayers was able to dig that up for the Argos. Off to the near side, Fiedler, blocked, but it stays on the Viking side. Then a joust. Vikings have another chance. Freegee pushes one down to the attack line. Morgan Freegee goes up to get a ball for the Vikings. They're back within 3, a score of 14-11. Numbers for the Vikings, Macy Frigian, 12 kills, 7 each for Danielle Hagler and Morgan Freegee. Freegee with a couple of blocks, Hagler with a couple of blocks, Rosie Anderson with 2. And Providence, as far as the numbers go right now, Bella Green 9-10 for Martina Fiedler, who's been very good tonight. Mostly from the right pin for the Argos, although we've seen her swing it outside lately. Corrier stopped at the net. Big block, Cabry Taylor up front. They've only got 3 blocks on the sheet tonight for Providence, but I think that might be a little bit low for the Argos. They have had a pretty nice night since the first set. That's really where their turnaround has been blocking the ball. 15-11 your score, lead is 4. And the serve on the way. Delaney Clark back to get to it. Back set, Freegee got off contact. Sayers was able to run it down. To the right pin, Giles will slide out and score. Wow, that's an aggressive play. We haven't seen that look tonight. We've seen plenty of right pin stuff, but you watch the speed that Sadie Giles gets to that right pin for the Argos. Watch this play develop. This is the speed. And Sayers gets him right into it, but that's a dart out to the right pin. Big play for the Argos to take control of that side out. Lead now crawls up to 5 for Providence at 16-11. Crunch time here. Rosie Anderson attacking, just long. And a timeout's going to be taken by Valley City State. The Vikings are going to call for a stoppage as the Argos push the lead to 6. It's 17-11 in the third. A 6-point lead for the Argos with a set apiece your score on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. We have a timeout on the floor. This is our coverage of Viking volleyball on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, newsdakota.com, and the voice of the Vikings, the voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Vikings call for timeout as the lead for the University of Providence grows to 6 at 17-11 on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. Ryan Cunningham with you tonight from Gratian Gym. And this is crunch time for Valley City State. Won the first set 25-21, but the Argos have used their side physicality to really kind of overwhelm, if you will, the Vikings. They did so quickly in the second set. They've been using it now to drift a little bit in the third, but I guess you could say the key factor has been the same in both the second and third set. Their size and physicality, ability to shut down plays to the net. It's been a big deal. Freegee trying to tip, does tip around some traffic and scores as the Vikings come out to the right pin to score the side out. Now, can the Vikings dig themselves back into this? Annika Puliu will step back to serve for Valley City State. Puliu stands ready. Argos trying to inspire their team with a chant on the bench, and a drive here by Giles that will be blocked errantly by the Vikings. Goes into the antenna. Giles will get a kill out of it. That'll make it 18-12. The Vikings back down by 6. Kiana Thalpula will come back into the matchup. And Isabel Cajal will step back to serve for the University of Providence. J.C. Richter drifting back to get 2-1. Stays on the floor. Eden Courier sends over a free ball. Up front, and another big play by Thalpula. Now that turns into their 6th hitter tonight. We've seen Giles, Martins, Taylor, Green, Fiedler. Kiana Thalpula has been their 6th hitter tonight. Ryan Edens has not yet played in this matchup this evening. They've got another one on the bench that has 93 kills on the season and hitting at 159 this year. Here's a free ball just eaten up and scored up front by Giles. The Vikings diving into a pass, and Giles goes up to get it. And very quickly, the Argos have turned this into a 20-12 lead, and another timeout's been taken by Valley City State. The Argos taking control of the third. It's now 20-12. University of Providence. The Vikings and Argos tied a set apiece. This is our coverage of Viking volleyball. We continue with more next.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
Vikings call their second time out of the third set. Trailing now by a score of 20-12. They lost the second set 25-15. They won the first 25-21. And the Argos, ever since the end of the first set, have been a little different team. They've been more physical. They've played bigger at the net. And that really has been where this thing has been won. Although, it's easy to overlook things like Bella Thompson setting well. She's been very athletic and quick. And Kira Sayers in the back row giving their team extra chances. But the Vikings have thrown a lot of pretty good pieces at the University of Providence in the second and third set, and Providence has just had the answers on all of them. Eden Courier backing up. Here's a play by Danielle Hagler in the middle. She'll score. Another side out for the Vikings out of a timeout, but if you're Valley City State, that block has got to come together, and you've got to try to figure out where it's going to come from. As we mentioned, Thalpula has been good at the net tonight. Giles is beginning to warm up. Cabry Taylor's been automatic. Bella Green, there's just so many weapons. You got to choose where to put that block. This will go to the outside pin, long from Giles. Lead cut to 6 at 20-14. Couple of errors by the other team wouldn't hurt either. Madden Bogenreef is back to serve for Valley City State. Bogenreef sends one short and wide. That'll be a service error by the Vikings. And now Bella Green will come back into the matchup. And Bella Green was kind of the architect of the turnaround for the Argos in set 2. Sadie Giles will go back to serve. And it's a line drive service error. The only problem in the trade of the service error here is that obviously the Argos have some room to spare with a 21-14 lead. J.C. Richter will go back to serve for the Vikings. Richter sends ready and sends it across. Bella Green down. Just a high bruising attack for Bella Green. Boy, she got some air under this if you watch this play. And you'll see it here from Bella Green coming out on that right pin. Great set. Just a chance to play the line. I mean, that was all line for Bella Green right away. 22-15 your score. Bella Thompson will step back to serve for the Argos. Set middle, Hagler getting around traffic, scoring again. Danielle Hagler, her last couple of approaches, she's found a little misdirection. She's been able to push a ball to her right and has found some empty space. The Vikings back within 6. 22-16 your score on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. Serve coming off the far side from Clark for the Vikings. And it'll be saved by Bella Green on a free ball by the Argos. Slide to Frigi, right pin. Covered up by Thompson. Bella Green from the outside. Frigin reaching back for a piece. Delaney Clark got to it. And Frigi sends it over on a free ball. Back out to the middle again and down right through the heart of the floor for Franny Martins. You haven't seen the Argos really go to the middle, and there was some space on that one as well. Martin's kind of stepping back and played that more just in front of the attack line, but still a great read on the floor. Lead back to 7 at 23-16. And Kira Sayers will step back to serve for the Argos. Richter steps into the pass, and the attack coming from Frigin on the outside. Covered up, back to the right, Green. Dug towards the stands. Richter goes over towards the bleachers to make the play. Frigi, another free ball save. Thompson this time setting the outside. Fiedler and a dive by J.C. Richter kept it afloat. Back to the middle. Clark, or actually Taylor, is blocked on that play. Back to Fiedler. This time defeats the block and scores. Martina Fiedler gets through for another. And it is set point for the Argos in the third. 24-16. The University of Providence by 8. Sayers on the serve. And it'll be sent back over. And now the Vikings want a call they're not going to get on some hand play from Taylor that time on some ball handling. Vikings ready. Frigin from the outside. Sayers passed it back across the net. Back out to Frigin. A tip. That's blocked and a joust at the net by Green. Back to Frigin again from the outside. The whistle. One of the Argos in the net. Looks like they're going to get Cabry Taylor as the guilty party. Rosie Anderson in, Gracie Schumacher in. And Schumacher with the left hand, ready to go. Service error, and that's going to end the third set. Schumacher puts it long, and another win for the Argos. They'll take home set number 3 by a score of 25-17 on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. It's now 2-1. University of Providence with the lead. We have a timeout. We'll go to our intermission report. Brought to you in a couple of moments by Rambo. We're in the business of making you look good at Rambo. This is our coverage of Viking volleyball on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, newsdakota.com, and Q101 KQDJ FM.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
Divas Foods best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
All this week at Lever's Foods, all of your fall favorites are on sale. Cremette pasta, 97 cents each. Progresso soups, $1.59 each. Jack's pizzas, 3 for $9.99. Lever's fresh yellow onions, 3-pound bag, $1.79 each. And 85% lean ground beef, only $5.49 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Intermission report brought to you by Rambo. We're in the business of making you look good at Rambo. Rambo is the place to go for all of your promotional products and apparel. Whether you need promotional items for your show or apparel for your team or business, Rambo has you covered. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good. 2-1 for the Argos after they take home the second and third. 25-15 and 25-17 respectively. The Vikings won the first 25-21. Numbers at the end of the third set. Martina Fiedler, 11 kills to lead the way for Providence. And Bella Green with 10. Cabri Taylor with 8. 6 for Kiana Faupula. And Sadie Giles with 5. And again, Sadie Giles, Cabri Taylor, their leaders, but they're getting it done in other places here tonight. The block number adding up as well. They're now up to 5 blocks. The Vikings on the night, 13 from Macy Frigin to lead the way. Danielle Hagler with 9, Morgan Frigi with 8. And the Vikings with 6 blocks of their own this evening. But it has been a couple of sets for Providence where the net's been closed. And Valley City State now needs a win in the fourth to stay alive against the number 2 ranked team in the nation. Bella Thompson set to serve. Richter went down to get to it in an attack in the middle by Emma Lucas. Thompson was able to dig it up, and from the attack line, Giles will send this over for the University of Providence. The attack coming from Lucas finds room on the near sideline. The point will go to the Vikings. Valley City State takes a 1-0 lead to start the fourth. Delaney Clark will step back into the matchup for the Vikings. Clark stands ready, spins one wide. Service error by the Vikings. And the lead will be gone. It'll be a 1-1 tie as the Vikings commit. It's been a rare error for the service errors tonight. I don't think the Vikings have had that many. J.C. Richter with 3. The Vikings all told with 6 service errors, rather 7. So far here tonight. Here's an attack by Macy Frigin down the middle, double score. The Vikings get a side out. Providence, though, has committed just 2 service errors all night long. Now, it doesn't perhaps matter a lot because if you're the Vikings, serving aggressively is part of how you get a team out of their offense. But at the same time, you watch the number a little closely when it's tight. Up front, Cabri Taylor with an attack for the University of Providence. Dug up by Delaney Clark. Frigin will tip. Sayers comes over to make the play. And a push going through a block to score for Martina Fiedler. And after a very tight start to the night, as far as ball handling was concerned, you've been able to do a few extra things with the ball lately. Both teams are beginning to pick up on that. Ellie Carlson will step back to serve for Providence. Serve on the way, Delaney Clark goes back to get to it. Set right side, Frigin tipping around traffic. Giles was there. Back to the far side for Fiedler from their outside pin. Richter dug that up. Frigin from the Viking outside, block to the net. Cabri Taylor, Sadie Giles team up for the block. And it scores in the back. And Providence takes a 3-2 lead. Fourth set, the Vikings trailing 2-1 on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. Serve on the way, Delaney Clark steps into it. Set backs to the right side. They turn Frigin out there, and Frigin will score. Macy Frigin, I think, thought the play was going to continue. There was a good touch on that from Providence, but Frigin able to get credit for the play as she gets through the contact, and it falls. We're tied at 3. J.C. Richter will step back to serve for the Vikings. Richter's serve taken by Cabri Taylor to the middle. Giles defeats a block and scores. Another hard cut to the middle for Giles. Giles calling that play as well. moves very fast. And, you know, one of the ways that you can prevent another team's block from setting up, move quickly, keep them off balance. And the Argos have perfected that in the third and now early in the fourth. Freegee tipping the middle and scoring. Morgan Freegee steps in to find room in the middle of the Argos defense. That ties it up at 4 each. Annika Poolyu will step back to serve for Valley City State. Poolyu standing ready. Serve taken up and pushed over to the far side. Fiedler attacking and scoring from the outside for the Argos. Bella Thompson just reading it the whole way. The team from Providence, we talked about it earlier in the year with these teams from the Frontier Conference and what we'd expect to see. Built a lot like that, an athletic server, big physical players at the net. If they get a good pass, they're going to terminate effectively. An attack that gets blocked to the net. Thompson goes up for the block, teaming up with Valpula. And there again, Bella Thompson, their center, with 54 blocks coming into the night. She was the second leading blocker on her team behind Cabry Taylor. So that's the athleticism of your setter, to be able to get up and take something away at the net. J.C. Richter diving into a ball to keep it afloat. Hagler sent it back over. Up front again, Valpula hit one wide. And the Vikings get back to within one at 6-5 here in the fourth set. Bella Thompson, 5 feet 7 inches tall. And so when we're talking about the athleticism for those of you on the radio side tonight, Bella Thompson's 5'7". Her ability to elevate makes her the second leading blocker on the team. An attack from Giles that will get through and score. Giles slides out to the right pin for Providence and defeats the double team that came after her. And the Argos lead by a score of 7-5. Giles stepping back to serve for the Argos. And this one will be long. Service error. And that will cut the lead back to 1 here in the fourth. Vikings down 2-1 on the LaRue Lacroix Financial scoreboard. Won the first 24-21. Second one got away early. Third one got away late. 25-17, 25-18 respectively. Joust at the net. Thompson got through it. Hagler hit the net on an attack down the middle. 8-6, the Vikings back down by a 2-point margin. Cabry Taylor back into the matchup. Franny Martins comes back in as well. When these two check in, Taylor and Martins playing together, that's 126 blocks on the season. So this is probably their best blocking lineup that they have on the floor right now. Outside for Macy Frigid. The Argos get a dig on it. This will be sent back over by Franny Martins. Back to Frigid now in the middle. Into the net. We'll play through it. Frigid again from the outside is stuffed. The Vikings cover. This will be set to the right pin now, but Danielle Hagler not looking for it. Puts it into the net on an error. Argos step out to a 3-point lead at 9-6. And again, it was the blocking ability. These are blocks that don't go on the sheet because they don't score. But that blocking ability for the Argos has been superb. It's turned away multiple opportunities for offense from the Vikings tonight. Bella Thompson serving. Richter down, low pass of it. Frigid into the net. And now we'll see Michelle Micklejohn coming up. The last couple of errors for the Vikings have been the Vikings perhaps being mentally not in the matchup. So we'll see a timeout for Michelle Micklejohn. She wants to reset the team. 10-6 your score. The Vikings trail by 4 and trail 2-1. This is our coverage of Viking volleyball. More on the way next.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Timeout taken by the Vikings as time is growing short for Valley City State. 10-6, the University of Providence ranks second in the nation, leading here in the fourth set and leading 2-1 after the Vikings took the first one. And the Vikings did not steal that set. The Vikings just flat out went out and won it. Led by 5 late, won it 25-21, but the Argos came back with dominant performance in the second, stretched it out late in the third, and now lead by 4 here in the fourth at 10-6. So it is absolutely go time for Valley City State right now. Bella Thompson, a service error into the net for the Argos. Vikings get one back. Morgan Freege back into the matchup for Valley City State. And Delaney Clark will step back to serve for the Vikings. Clark serve taken by Giles. Set over far side. Bella Green blocked and tried to return it. Pushed it into the official. And we'll see a team up of Emma Lucas and Morgan Freege that will record a block for the Vikings, taking away the outside pin for the Argos. Lead cut to 2 at 10-8. Clark serving again. Sayers with a pass. Thompson this time sets Cabry Taylor. She was blocked. Back to the right now. Martin's getting through. Vikings counter with that. Lucas off the outside. Sayers dove into that matchup from the middle. Giles gets blocked to the net. It stays on the Providence side. Green again from their outside pin. Delaney Clark digs that up. Frigin trying to tip deep. Giles was there. Up to Cabry Taylor. Delaney Clark runs that down. That'll be blocked by Bella Green. Green comes up blocking a free ball from Delaney Clark. Point goes to the Argos. Boy, that's a rally you want to win. You're in it, got a chance to cut it to 1. Instead, Bella Green comes up with a block. The lead is 3. 11-8 your score here in the fourth set of the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. The Argos lead by 3, leading 2 sets to 1. Sayers the serve. Backing up into the pass, Delaney Clark. Right side, Emma Lucas tipping. Green got to it. Cabry Taylor sends it back across. The Vikings ready. Set outside. Frigin down. Big swing for Macy Frigin. Frigin with 15 kills tonight. Now 16 for the Vikings. The Vikings a kill away for Hagler and Freege from putting 3 in double figures as far as the kill category is concerned this evening. Lead cut to 2 at 11-9. Schumacher serving. Taken up far side by Fiedler. Back to the right for Taylor. Stays in the back row for the Vikings. The attack from Frigin, miss hit. Frigin tried to go court wide for the winner. Missed it wide on the far side of the floor. Ellie Carlson will step back in for the Argos. Defensive specialist back to do the serving for Providence. Taken up by Delaney Clark. Back set, right pin. Frigin gets through a block and scores. Frigin beginning to have a night. And this is probably what the Vikings are going to look to do if Macy Frigin's going to get blocked. She's got great tempo. She's got a great read, and she's just going to have to go at that block and continue to attack it for the Vikings to try to earn her way. 17 kills for her tonight. Taylor making the pass for the Argos. Giles trying to slide to the middle. Vikings were ready. Set near side. Courier blocked at the net. Taylor went up to get Courier. Cabry Taylor with another block. Taylor has been a disruptive influence on the defensive side tonight, to say the least. They've got her for 2 assists. That should probably go down as her first solo. Give her 3 blocks on the night. And she hasn't been able to get credit for those that have just simply forced the Vikings to run offense some more. Freege winds up and misses it. Hits one wide to the right. Lead back to 4 for the Argos at 14-10. The Vikings had cut it to 2. Midway point to the fourth set. And back to serve for the Argos will be Heather Barbie, the freshman that was in the starting lineup tonight. Lightens one up short, and a little dump coming from the Vikings that will score on second contact. Gracie Schumacher ended the first set with that play. Gets one to fall there, and the lead has been cut to 3. 14-11 the Argos here in the fourth set. Annika Pulju stepping back to serve for Valley City State. Pulju standing ready, and it'll be taken back row by Carlson. Slide to Giles, blocked, but Sayers kept that afloat, and then Fiedler to the outside scores. Wow, what a play. What a play for the University of Providence. That block should have been all kinds of trouble. We'll show it to you again on our replay that we have. This is Sayers in the back row, able to cover this block. This is where it starts. Sayers dives to keep that alive, And that gives her offense another chance to run down the floor and score. And I mean, that's just tough to do. Sayers making a play and you won't get credit for it. And an attack by Hagler that gets blocked up front by Falpula. Team up effort with Bella Thompson. And the Argos stretch the lead to 5 at 16-11. Fourth set, 16-11. The Argos on top, leading 2 sets to 1. Won the second and third, 25-15, 25-17, respectively. Serve coming again from Isabel Cajal, and it's in the net. Lead will be trimmed to 4 at 16-12. Madden Bogenreef will come on for Rosie Anderson, and Emma Lucas will step back into the matchup for the Vikings. Vikings down 4, gotta have a push, gotta have it soon. Madden Bogenreef back to serve for Valley City State. Near side, Sayers able to make the pass. Thompson sets Falpula. She'll tip the Vikings. A dive from Bogenreef kept it afloat. Hagler sent it over. Giles will return it for Providence. Near side, Courier tipping. Giles was there to pick that up, wants it back. Calls in the middle, and Bogenreef digs that one up. Back to the right pin. Lucas going down the sideline. A tip by Thompson on second contact. Bogenreef sets to the far side, and she was out of position again with Danielle Hagler. Hagler tries to tip at it with the left hand, comes up empty, and Pouliou shaken up on the play. Lead back to 5 for the Argos at 17-12. And in this fourth set, Danielle Hagler has been looking for a ball that maybe hasn't been where she's wanted it. J.C. Richter will step in to clean things up for the Vikings as Pouliou went down. Pouliou apparently is okay. And this is smart on the part of Richter because Pouliou was shaken up on the play. So right now, J.C. Richter is making absolutely sure that every droplet of moisture on almost every square millimeter of where Pouliou was is being cleaned up, and that's giving Annika Pouliou a chance to really get right back into the matchup and get her bearings again. It's kind of like in baseball sometimes, catcher takes a tough one or something like that, and the umpire will walk the baseball back out to the pitcher. Not that the ball needs to be walked out there, but just to make sure that the catcher has an opportunity to get himself reset. And now you've got Danielle Hagler stepping in with the towel. Now she's cleaning it up as well. I mean, that was a good, what do you suppose that was, 90 seconds or something like that, where they just continued to clean the floor. That's a smart move on their part. Give Pouliou a chance to get back into it, use it as a pseudo timeout. The lead is 5 for Providence at 17-12 in the fourth. Vikings receiving serve, right side Courier bombs away, looking for a touch, doesn't get one. 18-12, the lead is 6, that one too strong from Courier. And a timeout will be taken by Valley City State as they are down to their last stand. It's 18-12, the Vikings by 6, down by 6. On the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard, the Vikings trail 2-1. We're back with more in a couple of moments. This is Viking Volleyball.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com.
Timeout taken with the Argos leading by a score of 18-12 here in the fourth set over the Vikings. And the Vikings down 2-1 using their final timeout here in the fourth set. And Valley City State needs to dig in. They've made the Argos work for everything tonight with the exception of maybe a brief moment in the second set where the Argos kind of had the Vikings on their heels. But other than that, they've thrown everything they've had at this Argos team tonight. But it has not been enough, at least to this point. We'll see if they can find something here. Sadie Giles will step back to serve for the University of Providence. Annika Pouliou makes the pass, set near side. Lucas off a touch that's going to score. Emma Lucas from the outside for the Vikings will cut the lead to 5 at 18-13. Molly Burnaby comes back into the matchup for the Vikings. She'll serve. Macy Frigen re-enters the front row for Valley City State. Burnaby standing ready. And the serve on the way for Burnaby. Played by Sayers. This will come out to Green on their outside. A dive by Pouliou sent it back over but kept it up. Foul Pouliou went into the net. Oh, come on, that's got to be 4 contacts. There was no touch at all, I don't think, for the Vikings there. Frigian with the attack. Sayers will send it over on a free ball. Up front, Bogenreef setting, and a deep push finds the back corner from Danielle Hagler. If there was a block on that initial attack from the Argos, I don't know where it was. I thought the Vikings were off the net, and I was surprised that that continued. Lead cut to 4 at 18-14. Burnaby serving. Giles makes the pass. Foul Pouliou gets through contact and scores it for the Argos. Lead up to 5 at 19-14. Cabry Taylor back up front. Franny Martin's back up front for the University of Providence. And Bella Thompson will go back to serve for the Argos. Thompson serve on the way. J.C. Richter went down to get it. Hagler attacking, hit it wide. Vikings want a touch. They're not going to get one. And the point to Providence will make it Argos 20, Vikings 14 here in the 4th. The Argos on the doorstep here. The Vikings looking for an answer to try to dig into this big lead late. Thompson serving again. Pouliou down to make the pass. Set middle. Hagler gets blocked. It'll stay on the Vikings side. Back to the right. Lucas gets blocked. And now Frigian trying to attack off the block. Ends up hitting it into the net. Another error at the point will go to the Argos. 21-14. The Vikings now down by 7. We're back at it tomorrow. It'll be video only tomorrow. VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, newsdakota.com. Montana State Northern comes to town to take on the Vikings. 2 o'clock first serve. Hagler is blocked. The Vikings looking to return. Frigian attacks the middle and scores. Macy Frigian gets one more. 18 kills tonight for Macy Frigian. Danielle Hagler with 10 for the Vikings. 21-15, the Viking deficit is 6. Delaney Clark will step in to serve. Pass coming from Giles. Up front, Green gets blocked. That'll be a point for the Vikings. Green tried to return it, sent it over to the far side of the floor. Lead cut to 5. 21-16, and the Argos are going to call for timeout. So Providence will call for a stoppage to try to hold on to momentum as the Vikings are back within 5 at 21-16. 2 sets to 1 Providence on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. We have a timeout. We'll come back with more in a moment. This is our coverage of Viking volleyball on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, newsdakota.com, and Q101 KQDJ FM.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
Welcome back to Gratian Gym. The Vikings trailing 21-16 here in the 4th, trailing 2 sets to 1 in the matchup. And a timeout taken by the Argos here in the 4th as the Vikings try to put on a little bit of pressure late in the 4th set. And Aruna Studa asking for the stoppage. Serve on the way from Delaney Clark for the Vikings as we get restarted. An attack coming up the near side from Franny Martins. Partially blocked by the Vikings. Frigian is there. Up front, Cabry Taylor. Off a touch, Delaney Clark got there. Right side pin, Lucas blocked. That's covered by Delaney Clark to the middle. Frigian into the net. Lead up to 6 at 22-16 Argos. Kira Sayers will go back to serve for the University of Providence. Sayers ready, serve on the way. And up front, Frigi attacking, gets blocked at the net. Martina Fiedler comes up with a stop. Teaming up with Cabry Taylor, but Fiedler's going to get that one solo. Lead up to 7 at 23-16. That blocking ability of the Argos has been a huge factor since the first set came to a conclusion. Serve on the way from Sayers again. Taken up by Clark in the back row. Sent over by Lucas from the right pin. Back to the right now for the Argos. That one strong from Bella Green. Wide, an error from Green and the Argos. Cuts the lead to 6 at 23-17. Gracie Schumacher comes into the matchup for the Vikings. And Schumacher sends one across. Tough pass coming from Fiedler, but covered. And Giles from behind the attack line. A back row attack. Vikings ready. Rosie Anderson gets blocked. Up front, Joust won by the Argos. Now another tip up front from Frigi. Argos with it. Green right pin through traffic, scores. And it is match point for the University of Providence. Providence on the doorstep of winning in 4 and being impressive in sets 2, 3, and 4 against a Viking team that won 10 sets in a row through the first of tonight, but have had their struggles since then against this very good Providence team. Frigi off a touch, taken back row by Carlson. Fiedler around a block, that's going to score. Martina Fiedler puts it away, and the Argos will win it by a final score of 3-1 tonight. Your final score on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard will be Providence 3, Valley City State 1, 21-25, 25-15, 25-17, 25-17. We'll have a post-game wrap-up coming up next. This is Viking Volleyball.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Quality education, affordable tuition, student opportunities. That's the Viking promise. Valley City State University. Discover yourself here at VCSU. Visit today.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
Welcome back to our coverage of Viking Volleyball tonight here on Q101 KQDJ-FM. Also tonight on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, the Vikings come out swinging against the University of Providence, the number 2 ranked team in the nation. But the Vikings are beaten in sets 2, 3, and 4 in rather dominating fashion tonight by the Argos. And the Argos get a 3-1 win. Your final score 21-25, 25-17. Let me try again. 21-25, 25-15, 25-17, 25-17. The win will push the Argos to a seasonal record of 22-1. They'll move to 15-0 inside the conference. And the Vikings will fall tonight to 7-8 inside the league. And that's important now with the lights coming into town tomorrow from Montana State Northern, a team that's getting national recognition. The Vikings have an opportunity again to try to be even in the conference standings after the weekend comes to a conclusion. If you get one and take home 4 of your last 5 matches, you'd probably feel pretty good about where you're at this point for Valley City State. This one you knew was going to be a tough one tonight. The Vikings showed you what they could do with that first set victory this evening. Now they got to come back and try to play that way coming up when we get into action coming up tomorrow. Providence is led tonight by Bella Green with 12 kills this evening, hit 130. Martina Fiedler with 15 kills, hit 262 tonight. Bella Green hit 133 with 12 kills this evening. Cabry Taylor with 8 kills tonight, hitting 214. And, one of the unsung heroes in this matchup, Kiana Falpula, ends up with 7 kills tonight, but hit .286. And Franny Martins with 5 kills, but only had 7 attempts. It shows you where the balance is. Sadie Giles, one of their leaders, 7 kills tonight, but hit .192. And we talked about this in the pregame report. They are so efficient. That's one of the things that makes them strong. And when you have those hitters that are hitting, Franny Martins 5 out of 7 tonight, 192 for Giles, 214 for Taylor, 286 for Falpula, 133 for Green, 262 for Fiedler. I mean, that's just a really solid night. For the Vikings, Macy Frigid leads the way with 18 kills this evening. Danielle Hagler with 10, Morgan Frici with 9, but they were held to 097 and 071. And that's the block of the University of Providence coming through, because Hagler on the season is a 295 hitter. Frici on the season is a 231 hitter. And tonight, Hagler's held to 097 and Frici's held to 071 tonight. That is obviously something that stands out in that situation. So a tough one tonight for the Vikings. The block had a problem coming together for Valley City State tonight. They'll be on the board for 7 total blocks tonight. Providence will have 4 solos tonight from Falpula by herself. And in the long run, they're going to rack up 10 blocks, or rather 13 blocks on the evening. As far as the team numbers we're concerned in this one tonight, try to take a look at those this evening. The Vikings made 33 errors. Providence made just 17. Providence hit 232 for the match. The Vikings hit 110. And those will be just, that tells the story in that situation. 232 versus 110 is going to tell a big part of the story in this one tonight. It's Providence, as we mentioned, just does things rather well. And that's exactly what they did tonight in getting that victory here this evening. So Providence gets another win. They're 15-0 in the conference. The Vikings fall to 7-8. We do it again coming up tomorrow. The Vikings will be at home to take on Montana State Northern. It's about a 1:30 pregame report, and first serve will be at 2. And join us for that coming up tomorrow on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel and newsdakota.com. That will be video-only coverage coming up tomorrow. We thank you for joining us here tonight. For those of you on Q101, we'll send you back to regular programming. And for those of you on the VCSU Athletics YouTube channel, we'll see you tomorrow on the Voice of the Vikings, the Voice of the Valley. So long, everybody.